Hello, 110. Welcome to week 6. We are into the final stretch, coming down to the wire, rounding for home, and every other cliche that you can think of about coming to the end of things. Hopefully, not the end of all things, because though that would be pretty on brand for 2020 at this moment, it's hopefully just the end of our little introduction to lit and a successful conclusion for you. That said, you do have a couple of responsibilities this week. Let's take a look at them together now. 6, where we begin to take a look at drama, not the kind that has beset all of us recently, but rather the actual humanities subject. And we're going to do it through a historical or biographical and or gender theory lens. Meaning, you're going to take a close look at a play of your choosing that fits thematically with the subject of your first paper and practice some additional criticism or theory, whichever is of most interest to you. And that will largely depend on the play that you select. Some of them, the biographical angle is probably the most interesting. Others will be the historical, and still others may be some sort of gender study. It's impossible to tell until you know what it is that you want to select, and then you can begin to decide, okay, I'm going to use a biographical lens to sort of investigate and analyze this play, or I'm going to use some gender studies to sort of investigate and analyze this play. Either or, some of all, totally acceptable. It's entirely up to you. To complete the discussion board for the week, you need to use the thematic table of contents for the Norton Introduction to Literature anthology and select a play that aligns thematically with the text that you used for your first paper. I've given you the link down here to try and help you align your first paper's subject, the story, whatever it was that you chose, with a drama, a play. Not only are you doing a close reading, but you're practicing, again, one of these additional lenses or theories with which to criticize and analyze the play. You may or may not use this as part of a second source or comparison source for your second paper. We're definitely going to use it this week, though, so need one. What do you have to do? Read the intro to Chapter 25 on drama. Not only is it a good background and context on drama and its intricacies, but it also allows or affords you the opportunity to take a look at a sample response and paper in that chapter that is in response to a play. This is a longer version of what I'm asking you to do for a discussion board this week, right? So then you choose a play that matches your paper one subject in some way, and thinking about what angle perhaps it is that's of most interest to you. Conduct a little research on the playwright and or the necessary context that you need for your lens. So it might be historical, it might be gender studies, it might be biographical. Please, as you conduct this research, use scholarly sources. No Wikipedia or websites where your crazy uncle can get on there and edit, but rather those that are vetted and actually contain scholarly research. Then you need to complete the discussion board for week 6 by Sunday. Let's take a look at the discussion board. Here you've got the week. Here in the week, this is where we just were, I've given you 2 additional resources. They aren't required to complete the discussion board, but they may be helpful. There's a PowerPoint presentation on reading a play, and then a PowerPoint presentation that goes through some criticism with a particular lens on the play Trifles by Susan Glaspell, which comes from the short story A Jury of Her Peers and is also modeled after a real murder trial. So it might be kind of interesting. Again, these are just additional resources. There's nothing to do with them per se other than to click through them and use them as a way to sort of help you unpack your own play that you've chosen and complete the DB6. So for DB6, like I said, you locate a play from the anthology that explores the same theme as the one that you did in paper 1. Read and analyze the play. Pretty straightforward. Conduct a bit of research about the playwright and or whatever is necessary based on the angle or theory that you wish to apply. Discuss your insights into the play using your own personal experience and your research into the biographical and historical research provided. Take a look at JSTOR as a database in our library. It's full of humanities, scholarly research, and odds are somebody has written about your play somewhere. Make that person happy. Give their paper and their research a little bit of review and a little read. But JSTOR is good for this sort of research that you need. Go to the main library webpage, and you can type the play in and see what comes up. But also if you go to specific databases and select JSTOR, then you're good to go. Make sure to cite your research, practice incorporating quotes, and cite the information using MLA. Then select 2 peers to respond to by Sunday at midnight, ask some questions, add ideas about perhaps what they've seen or noted, maybe what you found interesting about what they note, since you probably may or may not read the same play. But 2 replies by Sunday at midnight. And that gets you through the week. You'll notice I didn't say anything about how long it should be, right? You should probably address the play as much as of it in its entirety as possible. But again, this isn't meant to be a paper. It's a discussion board post. So you do have the right to keep it equal in length and brevity as the others that we've done in the other 5 weeks. Please don't go overboard in doing this. I've given you the idea eval link here, but it's not active yet for second session OAP, so as soon as it becomes available, the extra credit will obviously stay open. Please email me the screenshot, shows that you completed it once they become available. I don't have any word from them as to when they're going to do this, but when they do, it would be appreciated if you would take care of it. That sort of gets you through the week. If you have questions and or concerns, please email and we'll try to get you the help you need. Okay, so you've got the play to look at and some historical biographical context to develop. Please do not use encyclopedic mainstream resources. Try to use scholarly resources, please. Those have been vetted and are oftentimes way more credible than, say, Wikipedia. If you have questions about what it is that you're being asked to do or concerns, please reach out. I'm happy to try and answer them. One quick note, a couple of people have emailed me regarding the idea evals for our course. I had assumed that they were all open. Apparently there's been a delay in the OAP session 2 evals. So whenever they're open, please complete it. And the same thing applies whenever it's open and you're able to complete it. Send me the screenshot and the extra credit is yours. No harm, no foul. I don't know when they'll open them. They haven't told me that. They will, hopefully. That's it. Again, if you have questions or concerns, please reach out. We'll get you the help that you need.